So, in case you've been living under a rock, Tupac Shakur, world-renowned rapper, has been deceased for well over 30 years now. I think it's over 30. I don't know, I'm old. But that didn't stop Sega, the producers behind the new Stranger Than Heaven Yakuza timepiece type video game, from introducing the deceased rapper into their game. They even, look at this, look at the attention to detail. Not only is he dead, they also managed to add gray to his beard as if he never left. They did the reanimation jutsu, and this split the internet. Some people thought it was cool, some people didn't. I was kind of in the middle. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then news came out, the estate approved of it. So it's like, even if you don't like it, you know, if the family said it's cool, I guess we got to let it slide. But then word on the street is that was a lie. Tupac's family didn't do that. Apparently Tupac's likeness is owned by some white folks or some shit like that. I don't know. It's a jumbled mess. The point is, it has created a conversation, and the Stranger Than Heaven developers have seen the hoopla and they decided to clap back. RGG Studio head talks Tupac's controversial Stranger Than Heaven inclusion. Yeah, Gene has been on it. Stranger Than Heaven has long been one of the most anticipated games on the horizon. After all, it's a new action game from one of the prominent action game studios. I'm not even going to bother to pronounce that. The developers behind Like a Dragon, the Yakuza franchise. However, during the Summer Games Fest 2026 showcase, the game raised more than a few eyebrows when it revealed the cast. Among Snoop Dogg and several other known actors, the studio unveiled that Tupac Shakur, the legendary rapper who was murdered 30 years ago, would also be part of the cast. Emphasis on murdered. That's something that Ethos was saying in the podcast. I think that's what makes it weird. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Tupac wasn't even in Def Jam Fight for New York. How the fuck did he end up in this game? Would also be part of the cast. I sat down with RGG Studio head to learn how the team is approaching its depiction of Tupac. As with all great stories, it all started with Snoop Dogg. Of course, Calvin is responsible. Inspired by Snoop Dogg's real-life relationships, Yokoyama began brainstorming with his team how to play off that concept for his character. Snoop Dogg plays the character Orpheus, who's a pretty important character to the game, Yokohama says. There's actually a lot of characters who have a relationship to Snoop in the game that we haven't announced. There's a lot of people in this world who, in terms of Japan, are outsiders or foreigners or people who have come from another country. But why Tupac specifically would be the one we cast, But why Tupac specifically would be when we cast Snoop as Orpheus, we thought, we have Snoop Dogg. He's such an incredible person who has all these really interesting relationships in the real world as well. We wanted to bring on these people with relationships for a lot of different roles, and those are the kind of people we were just talking about before. My thing is, like, if you were looking to bring on people that he had relationships with, why not bring up, I don't know, Corrupt? Like the entire Dog Pound. I don't know. Dr. Dre. I don't know. Like, why specifically Tupac? I'm pretty sure Corrupt could have used the chick. Yeah, why not Kendrick? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, like Kung Fu, Kendrick could have literally played a character in Japan known as Kung Fu Kenny. They wouldn't even have to call him Kendrick. You just call the character Kung Fu Kenny. Everybody would know who that is, bro. Is Biggie in a rival clan? That's a fair question, unfortunately. Where was he at? We're going to bring on those people with relationships with a lot of different roles, and those are the kind of people we were just talking about before. But we thought, and we discussed this with Snoop as well. What if we had a person who had a relationship in the game and outside of the game that maybe mirrors in some sense? The way Yokohama describes it, Tupac's name rose to the surface after bringing the idea to Snoop. Initially, we talked to Snoop and we said, we have this character, we need to fill this role. Who do you think would be a good role for that? Yokohama says. Then Tupac's name came out, and from Snoop's side, but it was kind of a playing back and forth. See, that's a weird conversation to me, right? So the devs approached Snoop and said, hey, we got a great character idea. Who do you think should play this role? I'm sorry, but roles can't be played by deceased people. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. There were even people at our studio who said, well, if Snoop and Tupac have this relationship in the game together, you probably cry about that because it's so cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I actually, and I can't even get mad at the devs because they're from Japan. They're not in tune with the culture. I'm mad at Calvin. Like, a lot of people, specifically the culture and black people, love this man. You should have known. And it shows you how to, when you get to like a certain level of richness, how out of touch you are. Some people said it's cool, but there's also going to be a lot of people is like, yo, what the fuck is this, man? Why are you exploiting this dead man? My issue with it personally, I'm still on the fence. I don't know how 100%. I feel conflicted. My issue with the Tupac thing is you could have added anybody else and it doesn't change the game, right? Especially after they dropped the 20-minute demo talking about all the cool things that are going to be in the game. It's like, why dig up his grave? I don't think this is actually going to add anything. I think it kind of adds dirt on your name for some people. There were definitely people on both sides who really appreciated the idea, but obviously that wasn't possible to achieve, right? The next step for us was we had to talk to both his family and his estate and negotiated and got everyone's approval. So once we were clear, we were able to move forward with it. When I bring up the ongoing battle between Tupac's family and the music executive Tom Wally, who owns Tupac's likeness rights. Who the fuck is Tom Wally? That don't sound like anybody in Tupac's family. Black Death and Trauma Cells type shit. Who the fuck is this? Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't think these people are in Tupac's family, man. I don't know. So the estate is owned by some random white dude, bruh. So it's true. They got the approval of the estate, but the problem is the estate is not owned. My question is, how the fuck is this even legal? This shows you how, if anything, not to get too woke, this shows you how evil America is. Like, I could halfway understand if the music rights went to the label because that's like a business thing, but like his actual physical likeness, the family can't get that? It's kind of weird. Yo, shout out to Michael with the sub, the super chat. Appreciate it. The family could have felt forced to be part of this because they don't own the rights and knew this would have happened with or without. Pretty much. Definitely check this out. But 1 second, I'm gonna read that after that. Wants Tupac's likeness. Sukama clarified that he pursued approval from the likeness holder as well as Tupac's surviving family. Of course, we wanted to have the family involved in every step along the way to make sure this is respectful to his legacy and honor who he has. My thing is, even if you went to the family, what does it matter? They don't own the legal rights to it. That doesn't mean anything, bruh. They, like somebody said in the chat, they could just be doing this because it's going to happen either way, or whether it's exploitation, whether we like it or not. So it's like, sure, whatever. But at the same time, we wanted to not kind of recreate who Tupac was when he passed away. We wanted to try to envision who Tupac might be now. Oh, my Lord. We're digging up a dead man from 30 years ago to envision who we think he would be today. Oh, my Lord. For the people in the chat who said, because I seen a couple of y'all say you're cool with this idea, you don't think that's a little weird? So not only are they digging this man's grave up, they're now changing who he is. And we did this with a full approval, step by step, going through the family to make sure that everything met it. We wanted to say, okay, if he was still alive now, 30 years later, how would he act? How would he express himself in that way? That's what we're trying to, or going into his past, but rather his potential future. I mean, we would have the answer if he wasn't murdered. Though this clarifies some of the questions people had, and the family's inclusion in the approval process likely makes this a more palatable decision. The inclusion of Tupac 30 years after he was gunned down. Yo, shout out to who wrote this article. I appreciate you shout out to Brian. Brian might be in the culture. I appreciate him putting emphasis. He said murdered and gunned down in this article. Let's clarify. Didn't pass an old age or something. He got gunned down and is sure to continue to be a controversial decision. Stranger Than Heaven arrives on January 1st. Capcom did something similar with Onimusha's protagonist. Yeah, Watts was talking about that, but they said the actual family owned the rights. Once again, the family does not own the rights to his likeness. It doesn't matter that he talked to the family. Because as far as we know, they're only telling us what we know. Who's to say he didn't go sit down with the family and be like, this shit's gonna happen, bruh. We would like your blessing. It doesn't matter if the family blessed them or not. They have to bless it because the family doesn't own the rights. It's some random white dude. it's less of a family blessing in my opinion. It seems more of just like kind of like a heads up, a courtesy heads up, which is better than nothing instead of just doing it. But let's see, the fact that the Tom guy can legally do this feels like 4-dimensional racism. It does. Not gonna lie, I'm iffy on this game now. Shout out to Fire Lord Rome with the sub, appreciate it. So what did you link from Gene? To add insult to the matter, Pac's sister is in deep litigation trying to get control over the estate since their mother failed to make her the next of kin in charge of the estate. Yeah, this is all kinds of ugly. For the people who keep saying Pop's family approved of this, Tupac Shakur's sister sues executor. So he's suing that white dude for the rapper's estate for embezzlement. His sister alleges that Tom Wally unreasonably enriched himself with $5 million from the record label founded by Tupac's late mother. And if I had to take an educated guess, the reason the mother wasn't able to maybe transfer this stuff, maybe there's like a lot of legal hoopla that she didn't have the resources to get this shit properly transferred. So now the sister's trying to fight it in court. So no. And how long ago? This is from 2022. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is what the guy looks. Does this guy look like he's related to Tupac? Yeah, you guys think he cares about Tupac? A new type of necromorph? This shit is weird. It's elderly abuse. Yeah, taking advantage of people, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Especially because it's a lot of games coming out in February. I don't know if I have the itch to play this shit anymore. Even in death, a black man still can't escape the white man. I'm saying, bruh. Even in death, we still got shackles on us, bruh. Wasn't Tupac's mom a political fugitive? Yeah, she fled to Cuba. I have a book about her. Shakur, I think that's say her name. He looks like the guy who plays the ghoul in Fallout. He does. The main character, the white dude with the cowboy hat. Well, not the main character, that's Ella Perno, but he's like the second main character, looking like a Johns. Walter Goggins. Yeah, that's his name, Walter Goggins. Yeah, this is weird. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. And I said it on the podcast in case you didn't see the new podcast at youtube.com/GI updates. I think another thing that kind of weirded me out about this announcement, it's not just that they randomly dug him out of the grave and it doesn't make sense in the context of the game, but it's the fact that when he came out of the shadow, if you watch the trailer, there's no life in his eyes. I'm like, yo, if you're going to resurrect this motherfucker, could you at least like give him some type of personality? Like he looked like a Walking Dead man in the trailer. Let me see. Let me play it back. Tupac. Yeah, he looked lifeless, and I'm like, was that intentional? That's kind of fucking weird, man. Let's see. Oh, let me see. Like they could have had this trailer. They could have had him come out of the closet with his voice. Hey, what you need, man? Instead, he just comes out and there's like no life in his fucking eyes. There's no, it's weird, man. It's weird. Someone called it Smash Bros. Style reveal. Felt like a ghoulish marketing. Yeah, this feels like shock value marketing, man. I don't know. I think more than anything, because like I said, I can't 100% fault the devs. They're from Japan. They're not of the culture. They don't 100% understand. This is more for me, less about the game. And that's why I said I'm not going to take the hard stance that I won't play it. But I am kind of iffy. My stance is more of I'm side-eyeing Calvin. Calvin's been making some interesting moves. Even the way he moves is lifeless. Yeah, this is me side-eyeing Calvin. Like, you went from 2016 to saying, in 2016, Calvin said anybody who fucks with Trump or any of that side is a fucking jigaboo and a coon and all this other shit. And it seems like you just doing anything for $1 now, bruh. Shit's weird. But we'll see. My thing is, like, if you wanted to celebrate Tupac and you wanted to help the family, why not just use some of his music in the game? Then you're not denigrating his, like in the scenes where there's Snoop, they could play some music from West Coast artists. Like, why not just play the music? That's a simple workaround. What's his role in the story? They can't make him goofy. I don't know. We gonna see. But that's the update on the story. At bare minimum, I can say that the developers are aware of the controversy that they caused, and I don't think they were sure if that was going to happen or not. Calvin loves AI and NFT shit. Calvin loves it, bruh. You got to remember that Calvin was also the one that did the Tupac hologram at Coachella. I did not know that. So he's been exploiting him. I did not know that. I didn't know who did that hologram. I thought that shit was so fucking random, bro. I don't like that hologram artist shit either, man. Like, if they had unreleased Tupac music that would sell the game alone, I'm saying, like, you could do that if you want, if you had some extra. There's a way to get around this if you wanted to celebrate this, man. It's just kind of weird. We'll see. I'll see how I feel in January. Other news. We got 7 minutes of Plague's Tale Resonance. Some new gameplay dropped today. Unless it's the same shit from the Xbox Showcase. I don't know. It might be. I don't know. We're gonna play it. Hologram artists are too far. It's all weird. This is another game I'm really looking forward to. Is this the same trailer?
I could get used to this. Feels like we're miles away from the chaos.
Wait! The army. They'll see our boat as soon as they arrive.
It's not.
What's our plan? Well, we've got the book. We know the island.
Not sure if you've seen the 19 minutes of Blood Message. What's Blood Message?
Lenny. We can slip away before they catch sight of us. Believe me.
Just
I can
pre-ordered
feel
Fable
it.
and Wolverine. Too many games, but gaming is dead. Also, TBH didn't put nobody on SMH.
Shout out to Fallout Nuke with the $10 super chat, and shout out to the fact that I never put nobody on, man. I appreciate it. Those are good pickups, man. That Fable is looking like 1-1, bro. That Fable is looking real good.
There's something on this island.
Let me know if I didn't put you on either. I was thinking it because I don't know. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Kai Sinet tweeted out in case anybody's interested. Let me shout it out. Let me see if I can find it. Wait, let me check before I can, Twitter. Streamer. They tweeted out a flyer today that they're doing live. They're doing in-person applications for season 2 of Streamer University. It'll be held on the 12th, 14th, and 16th in New York City, LA, and Atlanta. Sorry if you live in Willacoochee, Georgia. We're not coming. Or they're not coming. I won't say where. They're not coming. What up, Vi? What up, Trey? What up, Trey? So since this is going to be in LA, I was thinking, I already put in the application, so I'm not going to do no live fucking, and I also don't care that much. But I was thinking maybe if anybody in the chat, are you a streamer or a YouTuber, aspiring content creator, TikTok or something? Maybe I can bring you out. We can go together to the LA auditions, and then I can just co-sign you. I can just co-sign you real quick because I didn't put nobody on. Let me know. I could put you on. I don't know what that's worth because I don't know none of the niggas on the production. I don't know Kai. I don't know none of them, bro. But let me know. I'll come co-sign you and we'll see how that works. Hashtag TVs put me on. Put me on, man. Shit. Let's see. You should definitely go. Nah, I'm not going. I already put in the application. I'm not gonna go again and talk. And also, like I said, I honestly don't really care that much. If I get in, cool, but like I'm not tripping if I don't either. I'm old. Like, not to be like, I ain't gonna hold you. This might sound a little egotistical, but like my resume is really long. So I'm at a point in my life where like either you're gonna fuck with me or not. You either see the value. If it was like a Hollywood production, that'd be different. I go and I audition for stuff still to this day. I auditioned for a couple shows y'all didn't even know about, and some other stuff potentially, but it's not a Hollywood production. Like if it was that where like they didn't know me, I would go in and I would audition. But for like this, I'm not gonna go in and do no live audition. Like in terms of content creator, I don't have nothing to prove. So you either gonna fuck with me or not. It is what it is, bro. That's my stance. I'm not gonna go dance.
Thieves hear you, friend. This has got the sphere. If we catch her, we'll get a better share of the loot.
Oh, sure. High right.
Personally, I think you should be a talk show host, kind of like Arsenio Hall, but for gaming.
Look at yourselves.
I have like a pitch deck. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. Don't. Hey, the combat looked kind of saucy in this. They stepped it up. What up, K-Dot?
Are you hurt? No. Let's move before more come.
Grown man perspective, grown man perspective. They stepped up the combat in this joint. It seems like it's gonna be less of a stealth game, maybe?
The Wave Bird.
What?
Still thinking of a name for our future boat.
Is now the right time?
It's never the right time.
Just beat Requiem the other day. I'm looking forward to this. I'm curious to see how this plays into the main story because this is a prequel to the first 2 games. And it looks much cleaner, so maybe this is before the rat plague. Would you participate in Wilding Out if I got invited? Probably not. Nah. I heard them contracts and let's get something straight to. Another reason why I don't be doing stuff is I'm not participating in any slave contracts. There are some people, and it's no disrespect to them because you got to do what you got to do to put food on the table, right? But I'm really big on self-empowerment. I'm not signing no slave contract just to get a couple breadcrumbs. Absolutely not. And from what I've read, them Wildin' Out deals is not good. I do not care that much to be on TV. Yo, shout out to Hey Biggs with the sub. Appreciate it.
Guys, come at me.
Did you really think you could sneak in like that?
Does it look like we tried to?
Going in person would be a good, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't know if y'all were paying attention.
Since I was in middle school. I pay bills now and all these years you never put me on.
Yo, shout out to Rel. We got another person in the chat I never put on with the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, Plague's Tale Requiem, the last game, it was my second favorite game of 2022. It was unfortunately it came out the same year as Elden Ring. And if Elden Ring didn't come out, Plague's Tale Requiem would have been my favorite game of 2022. Great game. Somebody in the chat just said they beat it and that shit is fire. But yeah, it's a very slept on game. I think it's on Game Pass for free. Don't quote me. It was the year that it came out, but the problem is they remove games all the time off of Game Pass, so I don't know if it's still there. It's worth checking. Somebody in the chat said it is. His word, not mine. But yeah, to answer the dude in the chat, he said it would be good to go. I applied to be a teacher, not a streamer. That's why I said that you either gonna fuck with me or not. My resume is like, what do I have to prove? No offense, but looking at with a handful of what a couple people like Agent, his class was actually legit. Looking at the teachers last year, no offense, but my resume is a lot better. I was on TV. I was an actual host. So that's why I said, no, thank you. We gonna see if it's really merit-based. You said a media comprehension class. But this combat not looking bad. She throwing hands. What would I teach? Why would I give it away? Somebody might steal it. Nobody's been picked. I'm not telling you. Nigga, you might be applying to be a teacher. Why would I tell you? I'll tell you this much, what I would do I wouldn't tell you the class. I have a few ideas, but I'll tell you this much. If I do get picked, I would do my best to try to interact with as many people as possible. One thing that I saw was there were a lot of streamers that were there. I guess they were in the corner. They were really shy because it was kind of dominated by the already popular people. So the people that were looking to, learn, they were feeling like, I get it, social anxiety and shit like that. I would do my best to try to just talk to everybody, like get my little live stream set up and just try to interact with like the smaller people and be like, yo, why you crying in the corner, nigga? Like, I would just talk to everybody. I'd be the cool teacher, basically. That would be my goal, to uplift everybody on some real shit.
God.
I would do my best to try to include more people. Yo, shout out to Strink with the sub. Appreciate it.
I should write these down.
Do you think this game would be more action heavy? It's looking like it will be. It's looking like the puzzles are still going to be there.
What now?
Also helps that you were an actual teacher. If I could redo my video, I would have brought that up. I should have brought that up, bro. I put that video together like in an hour. If I could redo my video, I should have brought up that I was an actual teacher in my past life. That's actually a fair point. Come on, water.
These were made of glass in the fresco room, right?
Must have been put here on purpose.
He said streamers, 5-year-olds, not much difference. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do your own type of streamers university? No, I don't have that type of money, guys. I appreciate you think that highly of me, but no, I don't have that type of money.
Complicated.
Also, I don't have the ambition to do that type of stuff. I have my own bigger ambitions if I had money, but like my ambitions would be like to write books. Like I don't want to do like a streamer university thing unless I was on somebody else's thing. I'm cool with that. Like I don't mind playing the sidekick sometimes, guys. I don't have to be the leader on every goddamn thing. Cause I saw some people leave comments talking about TBA should be the dean. He's older. Like, nah, it's that nigga's production, bro. I'm not here to disrespect nobody. I'm here to show love and just do dope shit. We all got our own ideas of success, basically.
Holy hell. Did they not have any sense of scale?
You being on a smaller scale? Nope, because then everybody would say I'm copying him. No thanks. Yeah, I think this is gonna be more action oriented. I think they're trying to appeal to more people. Maybe all this war and carnage in the story, the rats came out and started feeding on the dead bodies, and that caused the plague or something like that.
Where the hell am I?
Would I ever be a wrestling coach since you got the skills? Maybe assistant coach, not a head. I don't have a desire to be a head coach. I would, if anything, I'd rather be like more of a personal trainer, like on the side. I may or may not be working on that, but you know. Would you ever consider doing a Kickstarter to fund writing one of your books? Absolutely not. I don't want to be like, I appreciate the gesture, but then that would make me obligated to finish it in a certain time period because people donated. I'd rather just build the money myself and then get it published and then being like, hey, out of nowhere, hey, I wrote this thing if you want to support it or not. I don't want that pressure of being like, I funded your shit. And then if you fund it too, what if you don't like it? I'd rather just make something dope with my own money. I don't want to use people like, I'd rather just do it myself, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be, what's that game, the space game, $100 million? I'm not trying to be that shit.
Oh, God.
Start with hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Star Citizen. Yeah, I don't want to be the Star Citizen of books. I wish this footage was a little bit clearer.
Just a bit further. I need to get out of here. The monster, it's not real.
Yeah, okay, so this looks like it's going to be more action oriented with like really good set pieces, but the puzzles are still there. There's still elements. This one actually might be the breakout one that appeals to more people. Because the last one did have good action in it, but it was like half stealth, half action. I feel like this is leaning more towards action stealth like Assassin's Creed, which I'm not mad at. Yo, shout out to Q Kielino with the sub, appreciate it. I can already give you an idea for a book name title, Ball and Gun Gamers, and how not to be one. You know, it's funny, somebody put that, they was like, what is he going to teach? How not to be a ball and gun gamer? I'm like, yeah, man. you could tell the literacy. I know you're joking in the chat, but that tweet, I could tell the literacy rates are dropping, man. I said in that video, do you know how stupid you have to be to watch a video where a man says, I haven't worked a regular job in 14 years, and then you reply and say, what are you going to teach, a ball and gun class? That's why a lot of y'all are broke. Let me go grab my water. I'm going to let y'all think about what I just said. Yo, shout out to Divas with the $5 super. Thank you. I couldn't handle niggas dick riding me this heavy, not gonna lie. I'd be side-eyeing in real life for being older and calling me big bro. I've never had anybody call me big bro in real life. Is that dick riding though? People showing you love? I think dick riding is like when it's like mad excessive, but if somebody is like, you never met somebody like in real life that like you appreciate their work and you just walk and be like, yo, I think your shit is dope. That's not dick riding, bro. Like you should put some positive energy. I've met like celebrities and been like, I met Trevor Noah. I was like, yo, you're fucking funny as shit, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, that's not dick riding. What's wrong with that? And if a bunch of people do it, all that means is that you have influence. You shouldn't take it as that way. You're gonna block your own damn blessings. What I was saying, because you don't know, you don't know what you're going through. You might need that energy.
The movement system in
all right, Gears of War news about the movement system. I got this off of TikTok.
Gears of War E-Day has been completely rebuilt from the ground up. Nothing from any previous Gears game is returning, and that probably means wall bouncing is gone. But they
confirmed already, I talked about it yesterday, that they nerfed it. It's not gone, but you won't be able to spam it the same way. But they didn't really showcase how that's going to be different.
added sliding, climbing, jumping, and a more realistic running animation. They've also added something that literally...
I didn't realize until I saw that. They got rid of the roadie run.
No one, including them, have talked
Yeah, I watched
about.
the full 30-minute direct.
It's hidden in a short 2-second throwaway clip. Here it is. Notice anything? This is what it looks like when you're walking, and then firing the Natcher slows that walk down dramatically. Now, here's the clip again.
Meaning, when you're walking and you shoot that shit, you get stunned, and if you brick and somebody ducks that shit, it's gonna leave you wide open so you can get your ass blasted. I know Gears vet's gonna be mad as hell when they nerf the wall. I'm not mad at it. I'm just curious of how the execution's gonna be. And to be fair to Gears, the wall bouncing is what turned a lot of casuals off in the first place. I don't think they should completely remove it from the game, but find a way to balance it better, because it was a little OD. People could just bing, 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 bing off walls, like put a cooldown on it or something like that. Yeah, only the movement demons are mad, but like Gears should be more than just bouncing off of walls. It should be positioning, gun skills, teamwork, wall bouncing, not just pure heroics. So I'm not opposed to it. It's more so of like, how do they execute it? Because to be fair, the game, like this series is irrelevant right now, and it's been irrelevant for a few years. They had to shake up the formula to try to get back into the zeitgeist. So the people who are upset, who gives a fuck? Because the most hardcore people who are complaining about them changing the wall bouncing, it doesn't matter. They're not playing the game. The casuals are not playing the game. As far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't call Gears a dead series, but it's definitely a dormant series. So they have to try. You have to take their backs against the wall. They got a ball. They can't keep doing the same thing, bro.
You're able to run and fire at the same time. Now, this is the most game-changing part of the movement revamp, and they haven't even talked about
Thank
it.
God, I hated
The
that shit.
movement we've
Yeah,
seen
stagnant
looks
is a
very
word.
Slow, very clunky, but firing while running should open the game back up way more than sliding and slide canceling will. A lot of people fear a slide canceling meta, and I kind of understand that, but to me, the sliding looks so slow that I doubt you're really going to see people spamming it. You will see people spamming the run shot though, which might not actually be a bad thing, because I don't believe...
I feel like if you spamming that shit, you leaving yourself wide open for a sniper, because you get stunned off that. That's a headshot if somebody's good. The real question is, will the multiplayer servers be better than the recent ones that came out? They better be. They better be. Because I'm going to tell you this much. As much as I love Gears from my childhood, it's too many games coming out this fall. I'm looking forward to this. The Direct looked really good, but if it's ass, we're off of it. It's too many games. Matter of fact, I'm not even talking about Gears. Whether you're making a single player or a multiplayer game, if you're making a single player game, day one, it better be optimized, not dropping any frames. If you made a multiplayer game, it better not lag. It's 20-something games coming out in September alone. Then you got October, and in November, you got GTA 6 and Barbie. Yeah, big Barbie. So if it don't work, we gonna move on to the next one. So y'all better come correct. It sucks because it hurts our wallet, but it's also a good thing because everybody's nervous. It's gonna force everybody to bring their big game. Yeah, the Barbie sweep, baby, the Barbie sweep.
You can make a clunky multiplayer video game successful. It won't appeal to casuals. Now you might think fast-paced movement doesn't appeal to casuals, but it's a lot.
And Godzilla comes out.
Slow, tactical, punishing gameplay. Because if it feels slow to players who've played the game for 10 years, imagine how slow it's going to feel for the actual newcomers. The movement system in Gears of War E-Day has been...
We've got so many freaking games because there's too many games. Man, give it up to this guy. That was brilliant commentary. Brilliant. He said, we got so many games because there are so many games. That reminds me of a great philosopher by the name of Ace of All Trades who once said that, waking up in the morning really helps you wake up. So I want to give you your flowers. That was a YouTube comment. I'm not going to ban you or nothing like that. I just love that shit, bro. I love that shit. No offense, but they need to give Gears back to Americans because Canada is low-key too soft. All right, that's strike number one. What the fuck does that have to do with game development, bro? Game development has nothing to do with who's tough and who's not. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna lie, those are the type of comments that come from a nigga who never been in a fight. What are you talking about? Just saying shit. Also, since you, I'm about to cook you real quick. Since you feel that Canadians are too soft, go watch this video for me. Go watch this video for me. You don't know where greatness can come from. Go watch this video, because in this video, I covered how a lot of people don't know that NBA Street Volume 2 was developed by EA Vancouver, and they knew nothing about basketball and basketball street culture or hip hop. They were hockey fans. They talk about it, and I talk about it in this video. They made one of the greatest basketball games of all time, and I explain why they did it and how they did it. So watch the video, but you just saying like, what does that have to do with anything? The Canadians can't make Gears. They're not tough. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? It's a video game. You said link, please. I didn't even know that before I watched. I'm putting people on, bro. Go hit the like button. That's strike number one for YouTube, man. That was. I know y'all want to be part of the conversation, but come on, let's keep a high IQ. What the fuck are we talking about, man? Let me turn this shit back on. DVH ain't putting me on. Oh shit! What the fuck was that I just closed? How you bring up old tabs again? Wait, let's see. Phantom Blazer. There we go. Never mind, I got it. Cool. Yo, shout out to Mr. Loudy. I'm not mistaken. During World War II, the U.S. tried to invade Canada twice and they failed miserably. That I don't know, but I would not be surprised. Control Shift T. Control Shift T. Oh, it was just this. It was my own video. I was like, what the fuck did I close? I thought I accidentally closed an article. But with your wrestling skills, would you consider trying out for the WWE? I would be opposed to it if like the opportunity came. Who knows? It could have happened if G4 was able to stick around because of my relationship with Xavier. Who knows? It could have happened if I ever presented that idea. I could like try it out or something. But funny enough, when I was working out the other day, I'm in these workout classes. This lady asked me what I did in my past life in terms of athletics, and I said, oh, I used to play soccer and I was a wrestler. And she said, you were in the WWE? I wanted, like, if you could real life block somebody, I wanted to block her. I was like, bro, what are you talking In other news, you see the Gear story, supposedly 14 hours. Yeah, it's great. I love that. I like a good short story. It's just like, what are you talking about, shorty? Phantom Blade Zero devs couldn't care less about releasing near. I cannot talk today. They could care less about releasing near GTA 6. We don't even think of competition. What matters most is a polished game, bruh. September 2026 is looking to be one of the most crowded months for games in history, as everyone eyes on the fall release crowds into weeks before Grand Theft Auto 6 dominates everyone's attention. We're no doubt going to start seeing delays soon that push games clear of that blast zone, but during that last week's Sony State of the Play, one game moved closer to the epicenter. Can I just present an idea, by the way? Just food for thought. Freaking, the reason everybody's putting their game in September and October is because they're afraid to compete with Grand Theft Auto because they feel like it's going to command everybody's attention, right? But I could make the argument that it's guaranteed that GTA 6 will in fact command everybody's attention for the simple fact that it no longer has competition. Because what if one of these games coming out in September is a game of the year like it's the like when Expedition 33 came out and everybody's like, oh, the only people who were shocked Expedition 33 won game of the year are the people who didn't play it. I played that. I was like, yeah, I don't think anything's gonna beat this shit. What if it's one of those games in September where like most people are like definitively this is gonna be game of the year, and then like a word of mouth thing and like the sales start going up like Baldur's Gate 3. But I feel like because everybody was too pussy to compete with GTA 6, they actually ended up manifesting the exact thing that they feared. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why it's important, you know, not to be a pussy. It depends. Will multiplayer be available at launch? I don't feel like it will be because in GTA 5 it wasn't. I personally feel like what I saw yesterday from that Fable gameplay, yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I feel like Fable could compete with GTA 6. Not in terms of sales, like off rip, no matter what you do. Because I also can argue, no matter what you do, day one, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to break sales records, right? But there are certain games where it's like it could come out of nowhere and get a block shot like OG Onobe, like last night. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox. I feel like Fable could be like an OG, bro. But I feel like, yeah, what Homeless said, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everybody got out the way, so now it's automatically going to be the best-selling thing of all time. Does that mean everything should compete with it? No, but I think there's certain games it could go ban for ban if it wanted to try to for the but I get it. You know, I think the real issue is game development is so expensive, so why take the risk? I understand both sides. Anyways. Yeah, but New York treating the Spurs wrong, throwing eggs at Wemby. It's New York. You can't expect them to be civilized. Come on now. What Shorty say? And we both from the Bronx. And I know you too dirty. Everybody in the Bronx is burning. You surprised they throwing eggs? That was Phantom Blade Zero, the action RPG I flew to. Oh, wait. We're not going to start seeing delays soon that push games clear for the blast zone. But during last week's Sony State of the Play, one game moved closer to the epicenter. Shout out to Black Math Nerd with the sub. That's Phantom Blade Zero, the action RPG I flew to China to play last year, and according to the game's director, GTA 6 didn't factor into the decision even a tiny bit. And you know what? I'm gonna go as far as to say I don't think he's lying. These are Chinese developers. Keep in mind that China just got mainstream consoles in China over the last decade with PlayStation, Nintendo. Like a lot of Chinese people didn't grow up with these platforms. They didn't grow up with Xbox. They didn't grow up with PlayStation. They didn't grow up with Nintendo. So they don't know Grand Theft Auto. And they don't give a fuck. So I actually don't think he's lying. It's not culturally relevant over there. That has the potential to become culturally relevant now that they have access to it, though. Many people may think we have some marketing strategy to move it from the overcrowded September, and some are very worried that it's closer to November, he said. We don't think about any of this. We only think about the quality of the product itself. I don't think competition can influence much the success of a work. Only the product itself matters. So I would say 99% of the decision was about development. I asked Lang directly if launching in the vicinity of GTA 6 was scary, while PBZ's new date for October 29th is 3 weeks before Rockstar's new open world game drops. That's likely still too close for comfort for most big budget games that have been in development for half a decade, such as Phantom Blade Zero. GTA's marketing campaign could easily be dominating minds by the start of November. I have no idea, actually, he said. We don't think about what's happening there. We don't even think about the competition, what's launching ahead or after. What matters is how polished the game is, and we have 1 or 2 extra months. We can fix more bugs, do more optimization, so we don't need a huge day 1 patch. I will say we'll keep an eye on if this shit is buggy or not. I think Phantom Blade Zero is strong enough to compete with GTA 6. Once again, I'm not talking about in sales. When I say compete with GTA 6, I don't think anything can right now in terms of sales. What I mean is like, put up a good fight. Like, it wouldn't get lost in the shuffle, if that makes sense. And the reason I think that Phantom Blade Zero could, every day I stream, mad people in the chat, I pre-ordered Phantom Blade Zero. I can't wait for Phantom Blade Zero. And a lot of you in the chat said you were looking for it. So I don't think that game would have got lost in the shuffle. Grand Theft Auto is going to crush games like Rayman, the remaster. Yeah, day 1. People who are going to play GTA 6 are going to play GTA 6. The same way people who are going to cheat are going to fucking cheat. And people who are going to play Phantom Blade Zero or Zelda Ocarina of Time remake or Star Fox, like very specific niche games, they're going to fucking play them regardless. And that's why I said I don't think it was necessary for everybody to go into September. You may not play it day 1, but you're going to go buy it to support because you fuck with the culture. Gaming is so vast these days, not every fan base is checking for GTA 6. Don't let GTA 6 fans hear that. They can't fathom that idea. They can't fathom that idea, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, I guarantee you a hardcore Baldur's Gate 3 fan, not like the average one, but like a hardcore one that loves those type of games, they're not checking for GTA 6. GTA 6 will be one of the best-selling games of all time for the simple fact that it is the premier ball and gun game. Some of the best-selling games, hold on, let's look at this. See, best-selling games 2025. I believe most of them were ball and gun games on PlayStation. From what I remember, I know Madden and college football was up there. Fucking load, man. Let's do PlayStation. Now I don't want to load. Just starting Pragmata now. Madden was definitely one of them. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so last year the best-selling games: 2K, ball and gun; Battlefield 6, ball and gun; Ghost of Yote. I'm gonna let that one. Oh, it's got a gun in it, but I'm gonna let it slide. Black Ops 7, ball and gun; Madden, ball and gun; ball and gun; ball and gun; ball and gun; ball and gun. So 8 of the top 10 best-selling games of last year are ball and gun or ball and gun adjacent games. So these are the games that dominate right now, the mainstream, the normies. These are the people that are probably not going to play Phantom Blade Zero. They're not going to play Pragmata. They're not going to play Plague's Tale. They're going to play these type of games and games that are adjacent to it, okay? Games that are easy to digest. So what the point I'm trying to make is, with that being known, all of these games, I'd argue, they're in danger from Grand Theft Auto 6. 2K, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Madden, college football, MLB, Call of Duty, EA Sports FC, FIFA. These games are in danger of having lower sales when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. But somebody who's interested in Pragmata, they're going to buy it regardless. That's a very specific type of person. And I wish devs would understand that shit. But, you know, I am curious to see at the end of the year what this looks like. I wonder what this will look like when GTA 6 comes out. Will this list be completely different, or will it be similar? It's just we're replacing Ghost of Yote or 2K at number 1, because I think GTA 6 will be number 1. But do you think there will ever be a great shift from ball and gun games being in the mainstream? No. And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with playing ball and gun games. I play them all the time. I just streamed fucking NBA The Run. There's nothing wrong with that shit. The reason why these games are very popular is they're easy. They're easy to digest. It's chicken tenders, right? I like chicken tenders too. I just like other stuff, you know? I'm a foodie. My issue and my stance has always been, I just don't like when people who only eat chicken tenders are commenting on a steak, on a medium rare steak. Like, nigga, you never been to Roof Chris. What are we talking about? You feel what I'm saying? But no, there's not. I don't think so. Yeah, what makes them ball and gun gamers is their ignorance to other games, not the fact they play them. Because I play these games too. I love them. I ball out. This is my one game that's like, it almost like humanizes me. Because it's like I sit on this stream and I talk about X, Y, and Z and corporate this and that, and I hate this, but it's like, this is the one. I love basketball, man. It's the only basketball game on the market. I get it. I fucking get it. All I ask is, can we do better and stop buying so much fucking VC? Yeah, they're a safe choice. And you have to keep in mind, the people who play these type of games, they're usually people who just they work regular 9 to 5s. They're tired. They come home from work. They probably got kids, a family. They might not want to play a game that don't got no yellow paint like Crimson Desert. That requires a certain level of critical thinking. When life becomes hectic, sometimes you just want to get on a game and shoot some shit, whether it's in Call of Duty or in 2K. And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with that. I didn't fully understand it when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I understand it, bro. And that's why my stance is, and I feel like that gets taken out of context a lot. I don't care if you like ball and gun games. I like them too. There's nothing fucking wrong with that shit, bro. It's just stop talking about shit you don't know about if you do that. If it don't apply, let it fly, basically. Just want to say appreciate you. I got my brother a game, sir, for his birthday, and he won't stop saying how much he loves it. Shout out to your brother and happy birthday, man. Shout out to your brother. So some people might call cap on this article. I don't think they're lying when they say GTA 6 was not a factor in their delay. I don't think they were lying. A, because culturally GTA is not big in China, and B, like I said, people who are going to play Phantom Blade Zero, they're going to play it regardless. They're not worried about GTA 6. They might play both, you know what I'm saying? But like, they're not completely worried about it. Game sure should sponsor you. Y'all say that every time I sell something, bro. I wish, but motherfuckers never want to cut a check. What else I got for you? Oh, I seen this tweet on the timeline for that Clutch game. Forza Horizon devs are making an open world racing game called Clutch that feels like Need for Speed meets Forza, which sounds pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. 150 customizable cars, installable car gadgets, crime and police chases, open world in the south of France, near one-to-one recreation of Monaco, single player and co-op story campaign. That's interesting. PvPvE multiplayer, 16-player online sessions. Jane Perry, I don't know what the fuck that means. Racing fans, can you explain that? And walkable car meets showrooms. It's okay, we all have our vices. Yeah, that's the way of putting it with like 2K. 2K is like my vice when it comes to video games.
This game is mixing Need for Speed street races with Forza Horizon's open world, and what they just showed off blew me away. Because we're getting proper police chases against police cars and helicopters. Your car has a hard...
That does remind me of Need for Speed.
It doesn't just help you do sharp turns, but you can use it to flip over cars when they're in front of you. There's 150 cars in the game with customizable exterior.
No, it's random, but
shout out to Tyler Mark with a super chat.
Has been taking after Steam with their sales. Just got a $130 game for $59. Still not as good as a Steam sale, but nice on my pockets.
Shout out to Tyler with the super chats. I hope somebody doing some sales, because they've been fucking up the last 6 months, so I hope they're doing some sales. I don't think it'll ever be as good as Steam sales, but if you like it, we love it. Jane Perry is the handler that speaks to Agent 47 from Hitman. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if you're trolling or not. Is that true? Like, I don't play Hitman, so I don't know.
Realistic damage where chunks of your car will fall off. There's an illegal street racing culture very similar to Need for Speed that you can take part in, but on top of that, they're adding proper circuit races too that feel completely different when you drive. Your character can get out of his car and walk around in car meets, and it's not just the camera panning around, just saying. But that's not all, because you can also get out of the car to walk around.
Maybe I should steal this idea. You drop like a 1-minute preview video. Like when I get early access to games, normally I write really long tweets. Maybe I should also produce like a 1-minute video, just like speaking real quick with the tweet.
Showrooms when you're trying to buy a car. It's not like going through a list. Not only is the open world,
yeah, just a little quickie,
but every single street from the real life Monaco is represented in the game. The open world also has side activities like stun jumps, speed traps, and collectibles, very similar to Forza. And of course, they didn't forget about multiplayer with 16-player online sessions and a PvPvE game mode where police cars chase you while you steal things and change to better cars as you progress through the game. But there's also a proper single-player campaign with a real story that includes mob bosses, crimes, heists. Like they got Diana from Hitman here. If you know, you know. Plus, the entire story mode can be played in 2-player co-op, like the whole way through.
So he wasn't lying. Got Hitman shit in here. Yeah, this doesn't look bad. I'm gonna be honest. This game doesn't look bad for the hey, racing fans is eating too. Shout out to y'all. We'll keep an eye on it. This game honestly doesn't look bad, and I like Forza. Does Sony still do dynamic pricing? I stopped buying from the PSN store because of that. I wouldn't know. I don't really be buying I'm not gonna lie, I really have not played my console that much this year. I've been strictly on PC. There's just no reason for it. I think Wolverine will be the first time I boot up my PS5 all year, from what I can remember. Because anytime there's an option for a game and it's got crossplay and it's on PC, or it's a single player game and it's running well, I'm getting it on PC every single time. So I think Wolverine will be the first time this year that I boot up that PS5, and it's only because I have to. Oh yes, Sorrows, but I turned that shit off. So you see how forgettable that game was for me? Like, I turned that shit off. I didn't think it was bad. It just wasn't for me. That shit was so forgettable. I didn't even remember. Niggas got to remind me of the shit I fucking played. That shit did not hit my brain. That's fucking funny, man. Oh my goodness. I booted it up for the Onimusha demo by accident, and then I found out it was on PC, and I played that shit on PC, man. I bought a PS5 4 months ago and haven't taken it out the box. If you're a PC gamer, you have no reason to pull your PS5 out right now. But if you're only on console, then yeah, you know, you're gonna be on it more regularly. People who are looking forward to that Souls game, I think this is that first person one, Val Morales. They're removing their release date to October 13th. Something. We needed more time to work on the game, so we're pushing it back to October 13th. So if you're looking forward to this game, know it's coming in October. I know Watts was really looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure this is that first person. Hold on, let me make sure, because I don't want to spread misinformation. This game was not for me. Sergeant Sorrows reporting for duty. Shout out to Sergeant Sorrows. Let's see, official. Yeah, it is first person. Yeah, I watched somebody stream this the other day. I said, fuck no. I can't do first person Souls. No, thank you.
What would you give for victory?
Where the gameplay at? Said TBH a hater? Absolutely. And you never put me on, Watts. Now what?
If destiny was there, within reach, could you sacrifice everything? For your country. For your empire.
Yo, shout out to Adeo with the $10 donation on the Cash App. I don't get notifications on the screen. I wish there was a way to link my Cash App to the stream, but I can't. Unless somebody knows a way so that I get notifications, but I appreciate the donation. He said he donated $10 on Cash App, and he's put hashtag TBH ain't put me on. I appreciate you.
For your emperor.
Valor Mortis. Yeah. We gonna keep dragging that nigga? Ego is a terrible thing, man. Ego will keep you from learning.